then only it will start. Let them understand what is the literary conclave and book review. First you explain, then Somu sir will explain, then you will start the program. Let them understand the meaning.
Right, sir. Respected principal sir, learned teachers and my dear children. Today we are here, we have assembled here, it's an Augustus gathering here for literary conclave and book review. Literary conclave, you know, literature is associated with us in every tincture of our life. Every minute to major thing, minute to mammoth thing is directly or indirectly associated with literature. In form of conclaves, in form of gatherings, what we do is we try to impart the terms of literature inside you. It is, you have heard at many places that literature is the mirror of society. Of course, it is the mirror of society. You must have heard so many dialogues and you have seen so many films. Do you think they all are just made? No. They are result of the great pondering. People think and think and think about it. We have gone through so many books. Our great poets, writers, dramatists, playwrights have written so many things which actually we are using in our day-to-day life. You must have heard Macbeth. आपने सुना है? Have you heard the name Macbeth? No. Okay, tell me, have you heard Romeo and Juliet? Who has written that play?
William Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare, right. It teaches, it gives a lesson that over ambitiousness and taking decision without thinking is always dangerous. Isn't it? And it is projected in form of a great movie. तुमने मूवी जरूर देखी है, but you never tried to dig कि ये मूवी कहाँ से आई है. Have you seen that movie रामलीला? है ना, रणवीर कपूर एंड दीपिका पादुकोण. क्या है ये? It is the copy of Romeo and Juliet. It is taken from Romeo and Juliet. विलियम शेक्सपियर ने इतने ड्रामास लिखे हैं. विलियम शेक्सपियर ने, he was the greatest playwright. He was the greatest playwright, I am telling you. And just to live those moments, just to rejuvenate his literary things, just to rejuvenate his literary ideas, we are cherishing it. We are projecting it. We are projecting our literary ideas. We are projecting the problems in the society. We are projecting the important lessons in the society. तुमने वो बहुत फेमस एक डायलॉग सुना ही होगा. मैंने तुम्हें इतनी शिद्दत से पाने की कोशिश की है कि हर जर्रे ने मुझे तुमसे मिलाने की साजिश की है. सुना है ना? कौन सी मूवी का है? कुछ चल Om Shanti Om. Did you try to find कि what is the lesson behind this? या फिर तुम लोग बस मूवी देखते हो and you never try to understand the actual concept behind it? Right? So it is taken from, this dialogue is taken from The Alchemist. This is a great dialogue from the book The Alchemist. Today we are going to review this. So literary conclave is basically an event in which we discuss about the importance of literature in individual's life and society. Contribution of literature in society. Because we are, undoubtedly we are very strong, we are very progressive, we are limitless. But everything, whatever we are getting is a result of Reading. Why reading is important? Why knowing the language is important? It never matters that it is English, Hindi, Sanskrit, Bengali, Urdu, French, whatever it is. What is the importance of a language? Class 12 वाले बैठे हो ना? You have read na the last lesson. What does that lesson tells you?
Importance of our language.
Importance of one's language. And because in these days तुम लोग इतना ज़्यादा, you people are so much addicted of telephones, you people are so much addicted of podcast, YouTube shorts, ये वो, you are leaving literature. You have left literature far behind. Literature is the explanation or replica of one's life. We inculcate things from literature, right? Gurudev, whose nickname was, whose another name, given name was Gurudev. Could you tell me who is the writer?
Rabindranath Tagore.
Shri Rabindranath Tagore. Could you tell me some of his important works?
National anthem.
Gitanjali and
National anthem.
National Anthem. Very good. He was a painter. Painter is not his work. Anything else? Could you tell me?
Composer.
Yes, he was a composer. He has written about the glory of our motherland. In his many books, he was a prominent writer, Indian, who has contributed a lot in Indian English, right? Indian literature. And he was the first person to get Nobel Prize in Literature. So he has very beautifully written, he has written in his own language, यदि कोई कियो तुम्हार डाक सुने ना रे तबे एकला चलो. आज तुम लोग ये रील्स में देखते हो, right? आज तुम लोग ये रील्स में देख के you people try to manipulate yourself, you try to convince yourself मैंने तो खट्टी टॉफी खाई है. This is nowadays very common, isn't it? You try to pretend कि नहीं हमको तो अपना काम करना है, but you do not know that from where this excerpt has been taken, right? Do you ever try to find out? We go through so many things. How many of you remember Panchtantra की कहानियाँ? Any of you? No. See, knowing one's language is very important. And going through the language is also very important. Adopting the language is the most important. You will have to go through many phases of your life, and you everywhere in every step of life you will have to go through many things, So many things you will see, you will face. Right? You have to go through better pronunciation. There are 4 qualities of a literature. It is not only reading, it is writing, it is listening, and what's another? Speaking. When you will learn how to read things, then you will be able to explain things. Isn't it? A very great lessons are there. And see, you know what is dyslexia? I always tell you in your classes कि पढ़ो नहीं तो dyslexic हो जाओगे. You tell me कितने हो तुम लोग जो ऑटो करेक्ट यूज करते हो अपनी स्पेलिंग्स को ठीक करने के लिए? How many of you are there who use autocorrect to correct your spellings? Don't lie to me. I know everyone. You are using ना? पता चलता है ना कि मोबाइल बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा हमने ऑडियो बुक्स सुन लिए हैं और ज़रूरत से ज़्यादा हम मोबाइल पे जो चैट्स और ये शॉर्ट्स देखते हैं, इसकी वजह से हम भूलते जा रहे हैं चीज़ों को. And the basic concept behind literary conclave is to recollect yourself. Recollecting the things which we are leaving far behind. Understood? So let me tell you a few great movies based on the dramas of William Shakespeare. The very famous Romeo and Juliet. It is Golio ki Leela, Ramleela. Okay? Then Macbeth. कौन सी मूवी है? मकबूल. देखा तुम लोग सबने है, but you do not know. Heather. What's that? Heather सबने देखा है ना? It is Hamlet. ओथेलो. ओथेलो का नाम सुना है? ओथेलो नहीं सुना होगा, ओमकारा जरूर सुना होगा. सुना है ना ओमकारा? It is Othello. Understood? So, what we have to do is, we have to recollect everything. We have to recollect the poetries, we have to recollect the great dramas, great novels, so that we can create ourselves to another personality, right? We want to create, we want a creation. Everyone gets creative if a person reads more and more book. तुम जितने ज़्यादा बुक पढ़ोगे उतने ज़्यादा आइडियाज आएंगे तुम्हें. अंडरस्टूड? यू कैन फील, यू कैन सी. तुम एक चैप्टर जो क्लास में समझते हो उसका आंसर तुम बहुत अच्छे से लिख सकते हो यूट्यूब शॉर्ट्स देख के, जो तुम नहीं कर सकते. एम आई करेक्ट? सो behind this, what we are here to suggest you is, read as much as you can. Okay? Thank you.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone present here and Mr. Principal. As in very simple language, we can understand this literary conclave, that this is a mega event to hold a mass meeting to discuss upon the same literary topic. This is, we can understand this in a very simple language as per my point of view. And book review is what? Is a criticism of literary work done by the author or the writers, we can say. Okay, thank you. Sir.
Now let's start.
A very warm morning to one and all present here. Respected principals, sir, teachers, and my dear friends.
One good afternoon. फिर से बोलो.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. Respected principals, sir, teachers, and my dear friends. I welcome you all to this literary conclave at DAV Public School, CCL Rajarappa project.
To make this occasion more happier, I would like to request our honorable principal sir for book presentation.
Okay. Very good. Alchemist. The Alchemist, today's book review. That is The Alchemist, one of the famous book. Once upon a time I read this book. It was in our syllabus, The Alchemist. Now I don't know either it is there in CBSE plus 2 or ICSE plus 2 level. That I don't know. But it was in our syllabus. That's why little bit I am familiar with this topic. So let's start.
Thank you, sir. Today we have some of the most talented and creative students from our school. So I would request Divya Oja for poem recitation.
Art is embedded in nature. He who can extract it has it. Good afternoon, everyone. Art is embedded in nature. He who can extract it has it. Good afternoon, everyone. Poetry for me is the way of expressing my feelings, my thoughts, and the way I
self. It motivates me and inspires me by connecting me to the world of excitement. The poem which I am going to recite today is The Girl Who Never Smiled. But let me tell you before reciting the poem, this is just based on my imagination. It's not a real story. This is just a story of a fictional girl. Let's start. The Girl Who Never Smiled. I saw this girl walking by. I saw a tear in her eyes. Hello, I said to her, but she was in her own world. I wanted to know her well, so that with other people she could dwell. But when I went near, she got away. Maybe there's so much that she can't say. People say I am a fool. I should be friends with people more cool. But I want to know her. I want to know the reason behind that tear. I said, hello, can I talk to you? She said, okay, but who are you? I said, I'm just a girl who wants to be your friend. I'm ready to be there till the end. She told me about her for a while. I cracked a joke, but she never smiled. I asked, what makes you so sad? She said, it's all something very bad. Her father left her alone when she was one. Her mother also left her alone with her grandmother. Her grandma passed away recently, so how could she live happily? She misses everybody in her life, which hurts like a sharp knife. And that's why she's afraid of people lying. That's the story of a girl who never smiled. Thank you.
Thank you, Divya. Now I would like to call Rabia to present her short story.
A very warm and pleasant good afternoon to all of you present here. I am Rabia and I am going to recite my short story whose title is The Black Dot on the White Sheet. Once in a university, there was a professor who used to keep imparting moral values in his students. One day, when he arrived in the class, he announced that he is going to give a surprise test. Then he allotted them 15 minutes time for the same. And he also made it very clear that no one was allowed to turn over the page and see the questions until he has finished distributing. After distributing, when the time started, the students were surprised to see that there wasn't any question in the paper, instead, just a small black dot in the center of it. They were really surprised to see that. Then the professor began to explain that yes, that's all it is, and you guys write whatever you think of it. Then, after the time was finished and he collected all the answer sheets, he began to read them aloud. The first paper read, there is a small black dot in the center of the paper. It is really eye-catching, it is really small, and so on. Then he gradually read all of them. Every answer sheet contained more or less the same content. Then he began to explain that that's how you take your life. Whenever there is any small inconvenience, you begin to whine about it instead of looking for the solutions of it. You never pay attention to the bright white part, that is the much more positivity in your life, which on you should really focus on. Every cloud has a silver lining, unless you have the wind to sail. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabia. Next, I would like to request Sambhu sir for the introduction of the writing.
Thank you, Shreya. So, as we can see, the writing is here Paulo Coelho, and I hope that this name may be a new name to most of you. Like Paulo Coelho, as the name is not very common that we often hear about. No? Paulo Coelho, a Brazilian lyricist cum novelist, was born on 24th August 1947 in Rio de Janeiro, the then capital of Brazil. No? And often the world misconstrued him. Even his parents misconstrued him when he was just of 17 years of age, that they committed him to a mental institution. From there he tried to escape for 3 times until he was released from that mental institution at the age of 20. Afterwards, at the wish of his parents, he took admission in Jesuit College of Law, but in just 1 year time, he became a college dropout. Should I stop? He became a college dropout and started living a life of a hippie. Hippie means a carefree person, no? And started traveling around North America, South America, Mexico, and some part of Europe. Afterwards, when he reached Europe, he took up to writing songs and became a lyricist. And soon he got associated with magic and mysticism. He simply confessed in an interview that his songs were not, in those times, were not appreciated by the audience, as in fact he was arrested and tortured by the then, we can simply say, by the ruling military government in 1974, because they viewed his songs as left wings and dangerous. And the people of Brazil that time were not used to of listening to that type of song that he would write. And afterwards, when he walked 500 plus miles on the path of Santiago de Compostela in northwestern Spain, there he got spiritual awakening that he wrote autobiographically in his next, or we can say the very first attempt of writing, and the book's name was The Pilgrimage. Afterwards, he wrote three more autobiography in the name of, simply we can say, the Zahir, the Valkyries, and the Elf. Afterwards, whatever he wrote, he just wrote fictions, as we can say this international bestseller, The Alchemist. And what else we find here that in 1988, no, when he wrote The Alchemist, but after writing Alchemist and getting it published, this was not so popular as it became in year 1994. By that time, it became an international bestseller. And as ma'am quoted here, one of the dialogues taken from Om Shanti Om, he also believed in omens and sign by the nature. And that's why he thought that if he really wanted to write, he would begin writing, he would, because he was we simply can say that he was procrastinating about to launching his writing career. That was his dream. And he simply said to himself that time that he would start or take up writing career if the same day he saw a white feather. And the same day he saw the white feather and he started writing. He wrote first The Pilgrimage and afterwards The Alchemist, which, as I said, became an international bestseller by year 1994. And Paulo Coelho wrote to explore the challenging yet rewarding processes of transformation in one's life. That we can say simply a necessary aspect of life. And not only this, if we read this book, we shall find, once we come across once we came across the main character, Santiago, we shall see that Santiago was happy doing whatever he was already doing. No, he was leading a happy and comfortable life. Though he left in between, abandoned that what he was doing in between, and began to pursue his dream. And the same thing we saw with respect to his life, that he was also leading a happy and comfortable life as a lyricist writer. But that was not his dream. His dream was to write. That's why he also abandoned his career earlier that he was doing, and he chose to writing. And when he wrote, he just created history. And by a famous quotation, I would like to end my viewpoints here. What we say that the boiling water softens the potatoes, and the same boiling water hardens the eggs. So it is not about. So simply we can say it is not about what circumstances you are. It is all about what you are made of. Am I right here? Am I clear? It is all about what you are made of, not the circumstances. No? And but by that famous line that is quoted over and over again in this book, The Alchemist, I would like to finish my viewpoints over here. That is, if you really want something to happen in your life, the whole universe will conspire to make it find you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. किताबें करती है बातें गुजरे जमाने की, किताबें करती है बातें गुजरे जमाने की, आज की, कल की, एक एक पल की. So let us get dwelt into the world of literature with The Alchemist.
A book is a gift you can open again and again. Now I request Tanushri ma'am to please come over the dais for book review.
Again, good afternoon, all of you. So, I'll be reviewing this book, and there is a display geographical location. What comes in your mind if you are looking at this?
African region.
African region, Sahara लिखा हुआ है इसमें. Map of Sahara Desert. Anything else? Spain, it is written there. Egypt, it is also written there. What idea is coming in your mind? Tell me. Pilgrimage, okay. Anything else?
Unfertile land.
Unfertile land, desert, barren lands. Yeah.
A caravan in processing.
Caravan is processing, right? Anything else? See, this is the plot of the story. I just put this picture so that you can understand that the story is based and the story developed here. Okay. Egypt, where pyramids are there, Sahara Desert, Africa, everything is there in this book. And this is basically the plot of this book. Now I'll come to the word alchemist. How many of you can tell me what an alchemist is? Who is an alchemist? Haram. Alchemist is a person who converts any metal into gold. Understood? Alchemist is a person who converts any metal into gold. And the title of this book says, A Fable About Following Your Dreams. The book states that do not stop dreaming unless you achieve it, because sky is the limit. Could you please change the slide? Okay. Again, I am repeating this. When you want something, all universe conspire in helping you to achieve it. Vahi Om Shanti Om ka dialogue. Understood? This is the most famous quotation. This is the most famous quotation of this book, because Santiago, the protagonist, you know who is the protagonist? Who will tell me who is the protagonist? I have taught you in this class, in your class. Tell me who is the protagonist. Come again.
We can say he or she is the leader of this story, and the whole story revolves around him or her.
Very good. The central character of the story is protagonist. Okay. So, the protagonist has fallen down many times. He got empty handed many times, but he really achieved what he wanted. So, the characters are Santiago. Santiago is the protagonist of this. Yes. The alchemist, a person who converts any metal into gold. A crystal merchant, then Englishman, some hippies were there, Fatima, the love of Santiago's life, gypsy. Who is a gypsy? Could you please tell me who is a gypsy? Who is a gypsy? 12th वाला तुमको तो मैंने बताया था. Who is a vagabond? Tell me.
Permanent shelter.
No, I won't accept this. Who's a vagabond? A person who doesn't have his shelter. Okay. जो एक जगह से wanderer, you can say wanderer, right? Okay. And some tribes. Some tribes are also the part of the story. So let us start with Santiago. Santiago was a shepherd. You know why he became shepherd? He became shepherd because he wanted to travel all the time. He never liked any sitting job. He always wanted to travel around. His father said, "You can be a priest. We are a family of priests. You can be a priest." But here, again Santiago accepted his dream and he said, "No, I do not want to be a priest. Rather, I'll be a shepherd. I'll take my goats along and I'll be traveling around." After that, one day, Santiago was sleeping in a church. Because he was a shepherd, he has to carry his ships all around. So he was sleeping in a abandoned church. Abandoned church, मतलब जहाँ कोई आता जाता नहीं. Okay. And suddenly he got a dream. He got a dream that there is some hidden treasure in Egypt. Under the pyramids, there are some hidden treasures. So Santiago tried to follow his dreams. After that, he met a woman who tried to interpret his dreams. And he said, if at all you want those treasure, then you must follow your dream. And suddenly the king of Salem came, though he did not look like king of Salem, okay, he did not look like king. He had a very shabby dress. He was not very clean at all, but he said, "See, I am the king of Salem, and if at all you want me to tell you about your future, you'll have to give me 1/10 of your ships. If you will be providing me 1/10 of your ship, then I'll tell you something." He said, "Okay, I promise that I'll give you my ships. You tell me what does this dream means." And then the king said, "If you really want the treasure, just follow your dreams. Go to Egypt." Santiago said, "This I also knew. What's new in this?" Then the man said, I am someone who's like a torch bearer. I'm a torch bearer to your life. Follow my instructions and just go search your treasure." And Santiago started from there. Somehow he reached to Africa after selling all his goats. and there he got robbed badly. Nothing was left with him. He got robbed and nothing was, not a single penny was there with him, and he was dying of thirst and hunger. He was starving badly still. What he did? He just asked a crystal. He met a crystal merchant and he saw that the crystal merchant's shop is very shabby. He offered his service to the crystal merchant and said that I would like to help you out at your shop. And then the crystal merchant said, I don't have enough money to provide you. He said, I do not want any money. I just want food. At the end of the day, just provide me some food. Then the first day he worked with the crystal merchant and he was really very much appreciated. The crystal merchant appreciated him, and after getting his appreciation, so much of appreciation, he said, dear sir, I'm not going to work at your shop anymore because I have to go to Egypt. Then the crystal merchant laughed badly. He said, Santiago, are you out of your senses? Are you not present with your senses? The money which you have right now is zero. And with this, if you will work for the whole life in my shop, you won't be able to go to your desired place. You'll never be able to go to Egypt. Then Santiago said, I'll put on some hard work. If I couldn't go to Egypt, at least I can get my ships back. I can get my ships back, I'll rear my ships and I'll earn my livelihood. This is destiny. But this man was incorrigible. Incorrigible in the sense, he was so much attached with his wills. He never wanted to postpone his wills, and a day he again started his journey. He came with many ups and downs. In the meanwhile, he met Fatima, and a place he met an Englishman who was going to the alchemist. The alchemist said that, dear Santiago, if you really want to achieve, if you really want to hunt the treasure, just go ahead. Do not stop. If you will stop here, your destiny will stop. And after that, Santiago started his way. He predicted that a war will very soon take place. And he told to the chief of a village that very soon your village is going into a war zone. The chief said, we are not prepared. Santiago said that be prepared for this then. If at all you are not prepared, be prepared for this, and mind you, I am telling you, you are going to be in a very bad problem. The chief somehow prepared, and he has put a condition that if we will not get attacked, I am going to hang you till death for the first time, I am telling you. Santiago said, no, I accept that. But you should prepare yourself. This happened, the same thing, his vision worked, and after that what happened, you know? Santiago was given a post of council. He was the chief authority of that village. Again, Santiago thought that I have money, I have everything. Why at all I'll go and search for treasure? I have more than that treasure. But again, he saw a dream one day. And again that dream approached Santiago. Why you are sitting here? Just go ahead. Again, he rushed for the journey to Egypt. In the meanwhile, he again got looted. He was robbed again. He started digging the sand near pyramids, and the head of the robbers gang, they said, What are you digging here? Then Santiago said that I had a vision, I had a dream that I have seen some treasure hidden behind this pyramid. And then the boss of them started laughing and said, are you mad? If people will trust their instinct, then I have also seen that in Spain there is a treasure lying behind a church. And started laughing. Oh, you fool, Santiago, what have you done with yourself? Santiago started laughing. He went back to Spain. He dug under the church and he got the treasure. So this is Santiago's journey. And what we learned from Santiago's journey is he never stopped. He has worked positively even when the winds were not in his direction. He kept on running, running and running for his dreams. So let us just run for our dreams. You have heard a very famous quotation of Vivekananda ji. Swami Vivekananda's quotation you have heard na? Utho jago aur tab tak mat ruko jab tak. Yes. So the same thing is mentioned in this story. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving ahead, I would like to call Anmol Mishra to share his views on literature is the mirror of the society.
Good afternoon, everyone, respected principal sir, teachers, and all the present dignities. This is Amol Kumar Mishra from 12 Humanities, presented in this literary conclave with my own self-made poem and some lines on the literature. Let me start with my own poem. I wrote this poem in memories of my grandma, whom I lost just 2 months ago. I missed her so much. And I always think when I meet her again. In science fiction, there is written that time travel may be possible. So I wrote, sometimes I want to be a time traveler. I want to travel through past and destiny. I want to enjoy every version of myself in that parallel universe. I want to lost in those recipes of my grandma, whom I lost with her. I want to reassemble my loved ones in the space. Sometimes I want to experience every possible outcome of a single story. I also want to fly over peace and excitement. This is all I want to. I want to be a time traveler. This is short literature whom I want to express my feeling. And this is all about literature. Literature is a thing which gives you a platform to express your emotions. And this is all literature for me. Literature is a mirror of the society which shows you how the society runs. It gives you a view that you can understand the society in a better way. So I want to end my lines with a famous quotation that literature is a reflection of society, not more, not less. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you. Next, I would like to call respected principal sir to bless us.
Yes, please.
So thank you, the team literature conclave, Madam Tanushree, Somu sir, Jagannath sir, Shraddha, Rabia, Divya, Anmol, and what is your name? Udita. So thank you very much. It is a new concept in our school. Earlier we didn't school today we have started this literature conclave, and I request to the teacher concerned, you open a WhatsApp group of literature club. Actually, in my previous school, 3 years back, in Jharkhand, we started only this literature club, and we organized first in Jharkhand, that is literature conclave. That time also this madam was there in that school and she organized, and it was going very smoothly. One club was there and all the members of this literature conclave was there in the club, and there was a lot of discussion regarding the books which are in your syllabus, the different topics of English, the review, the criticism, and sometimes I also read the criticism or the question answer of different topic. It helps in your syllabus also for your 12th standard exam, 10th standard exam. It helps, you have to study less because you don't get much more time to study English. So through this also you can learn a lot, as well as other than your syllabus. So many books are there which gives us a lot of knowledge, which opens our eyes and which reflect yourself. So I request almost all the students, 10th, 11th students, those who are interested in literature, they can join in this group, and let's start our journey in DAV Rairappa with this literature conclave club. So we can inform to CBSE, sometimes they can organize this literature conclave in our school also, as well as we can also convey the message to DAV CMC. They organize the literature conclave, so sometimes they can organize this literature conclave on national basis in DAV Rairappa. First you prepare yourself, then only we can proceed. So once again I thank you all the audience, superb audience are there. They have learned, they have understood a lot, and thank you the group Literature Conclave and Book Review. The Alchemist, if you get time, you read this book, I'll tell you lot of things you can learn from this book. Whenever you get, sometimes you read few books, not only The Alchemist, it is one of the best books I have seen. Other than this, if you want to read, one book is there, Secret. You can read this book. One, the power of subconscious mind. Power of subconscious mind. One book is there, and one of the book is written by one of our former CBSE chairman. That book is The Power of Curiosity. If you want to read, sometimes you can read. So you can learn a lot how to organize your life, how to organize your study, how to organize your personal life as well as professional life. When you'll see what that girl told, only a black dot is there. So when you see the black dot, why? Why everyone see the black dot? Entire page, only single dot, that is black dot, and rest of the portion, these are white, means these are positive. But a single black dot dominate the whole pages, means one single negative thought can dominate your positive thought. So better you concentrate in your positive thought, try to ignore your negative thought. If you ignore your negative thought, then you'll see everywhere, not only in science, not only in arts, if you see the economics, in our present life, you can get it that both your income, all of you know income, कितना पैसा हम लोग कमाते हैं, और मार्केट में जो सामान खरीदते हो किसको बोलते हैं, कितना पैसा देके खरीदते हैं, दैट इज प्राइस। तो दोनों का अलग अलग इफेक्ट होता है, एक इनकम इफेक्ट और एक प्राइस इफेक्ट। तो जब एक दूसरा को डोमिनेट करता है तो अब एक पॉजिटिव और एक नेगेटिव होता है। जब इनकम इफेक्ट प्राइस इफेक्ट को डोमिनेट करता है, आर्ट्स गर्ल्स इसको क्या बोलते हैं, गिवन गुड्स और इंफीरियर गुड्स, क्या होता है, when income effects dominates the price effect, that is inferior goods, and when price effect dominates the income effect, that is given goods। दोनों का बीच में देखो, दोनों का बीच में डिफरेंस है। ओनली इकोनॉमिक्स वाला को तुम लोग भी थोड़ा बहुत पढ़ोगे तो समझ में आ जाएगा, कभी कभी क्लास में आएंगे तो हम तुम लोग को समझा देंगे। बेहतरीन राबिया ऐसा करके सुन रहे हैं, सब कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, इकोनॉमिक्स इधर देख रहे हैं, कोई साइंस का बच्चों चीज समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। समटाइम्स आई विल टीच यू, डोंट वरी। तो मेन थिंग, ऑलवेज यू थिंक द पॉजिटिव। इफ यू थिंक द पॉजिटिव, your negative thought will vanish. Initially, now the 10th standard, 12th standard student, for you only, whenever you take the book, you will see your negative thought dominates your positive thought. Means तुमको बुक पढ़ने का मन नहीं करेगा। बुक खोलोगे तो तुम्हारा फ्रेंड का तस्वीर दिखाई देगा, और बुक खोलोगे तुम्हारा फ्रेंड क्या बोल रहा है वो फ्रेंड का तुम्हारा दिमाग में चलेगा। तो बुक का लैंग्वेज तुमको समझ में ही नहीं आएगा जब तुम पढ़ ही नहीं पा रहे हो, जो फैक्ट है। तुमको उस टाइम सबसे पहला चीज याद रखोगे, पॉजिटिव को डोमिनेट करने के लिए यू क्लोज द बुक लाइक दैट बॉय। व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ दैट बॉय? दैट स्मार्ट बॉय। बोलो तुम्हारा नाम क्या है? तुम्हारा बगल वाला, तुम उतना स्मार्ट नहीं हो। द स्मार्ट बॉय हु वाज स्लीपिंग, द स्लीपिंग चाइल्ड, क्या नाम है तुम्हारा? अनुभव। तो उस टाइम सोना नहीं है, वो तो सो रहा था। तुम बुक को क्लोज करके आंख बंद करके 2 मिनट तुम्हारा लाइफ में सबसे ज्यादा जिसको रेस्पेक्ट करते हो, जिससे प्यार करते हो, इट मे बी योर मदर, मे बी योर फादर, मे बी योर सिस्टर, ब्रदर, फ्रेंड और गॉड, एनीवन। जस्ट यू थिंक 2 minutes. Silently you think 2 minutes, then you start your study. You will see your negative thought will vanish and your concentration power will increase a lot. Which normally when we were students, that time our gurus, they used to taught us how to increase our concentration. Nowadays, all these meditation, this, that, so many things, you go to gym here and there, spend a lot of money to concentrate yourself. Earlier, there was nothing else. These are the small tips they gave us how to increase your concentration, and we succeeded. So I request you all, especially 10th and 12th standard students, learn from that story which narrated by that girl Ramia, the dark one dark spot. the portion of the page means your positivity is more than your negativity. But sometimes your single negative thought dominates your positive thought. You will not be able to concentrate in your studies. So, thank you very much to everyone. Dipta, she has given an outstanding poem. Really, if you have heard it and if you think what is the moral, what is the meaning of this short poem? The girl who never smiled. What are the reason? She told three different things. Her father left alone, mother left alone, and grandpa means grandmother passed away. These are the three things you told. So these are the bad things. What she told in the poem, when she asked to her friend, she told, because of the bad things, I don't smile. So, a lot of things you have to learn. We don't know so much things. Alchemist, what is literature conclave? Madam explained elaborately, simultaneously, Sambu sir explained with a single line. So that is the thinking ability, view, how can you take it? You can, if you have a vast knowledge, you can explain with certain examples. Elaborately, you can teach to your students. Sometimes we see few students, they don't understand, then we need to explain in the simple way what Sandhu sir has told. इसका मतलब यही होता है. So both the side, if you see, they have explained outstandingly well. And at last, Anmol, he is always outstanding. Whatever he gives to the audience, there some different meaning is there. The last line, what he has told, again you repeat Anmol. The last line, what he has told, ultimately, what is literature? Bolo.
So literature is a reflection of society, nothing more, nothing less.
Literature is the reflection of your society. Nothing more, nothing less means exactly what happens in the society. Literature reflects by a person who is known as writer. The writer writes what is actually happened in the society, actually happened at home, either in village life or in city life or in desert area, wherever place is there, what is actually happened, that reflects by the writer in literature. That is actually literature. Literature reflects the exact things which happens in the society and which is continuously happening. If you see the revolution, we use the term revolution, right? In any way, right from Aryan era, do you know? When we used to read that time Gurukul, how? Only the son of Brahmins, only the son of kings, they are supposed to go for study. Girls are not allowed. Slowly, it has come back, and at last, in this form, in the schooling form. So that is the revolution. and it reflects in literature. If you read Vedas, 4 Vedas, if you read Bible, if you read Quran, if you read Ramayana, Mahabharata, everything, all of these religious books, other novels, same thing they have written. Same thing they have written. Today, you see earlier, during the Kurukshetra John war, that time different weapons they have used. Now which are known as nuclear bomb, which are known as missile and all these things. Right from there they are discovering. Sometimes we read the Dr. Abdul Kalam ji, he told what is the difference, what we learned, how rich our Indian culture. How rich. Everybody is taking from our literature only. Not only in India, we are taking less. But foreign countries, they are taking, they are hiring, they are rubbering from our literature only. If you read the Gitanjali, wrote by Guru Rabindranath Tagore, how many students read Gitanjali? If you get time, you will read Gitanjali and try to understand the meaning. You will forget about Shakespeare, you will forget about Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, Othello, all these you will forget if you read it. So many things are there, everything, if you see, every novel, either it is Guru Rabindranath, or it is Vidyapati, or it is Premchand, if you read carefully, even Harivansh Rai Bachchan, in every era, if you read carefully this literature, you will get the things which really reflects the society of different era. So thank you very much. God bless us all. Keep it up. And I request to Mayor and Sir create a group, Governor Sir, and initially you take the students from class 9 to 12. Later on we can open another group, that is Literature Club Junior. That will be from 3 to 8. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, to grace us all.